right, guys, how are we doing today? And welcome to this week's edition of K Double's Take as I take a look at the 2017 Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble as a whole pretty much underwhelmed. It was a 6-hour show complete with the 2-hour pre-show and then the 4-hour Rumble itself, or 4-hour Rumble pay-per-view itself, the main card. It opened with a 6-woman tag team match on a SmackDown brand, Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya. And the winners were Lynch, Bella, and Naomi, I believe via Bella getting a pin, or no, via Naomi getting a pin on the women's champ, SmackDown women's champ, Alexa Bliss. Once again, overall about a A- match. Not really even close to the best on the card, but one of the best on the card, or one of the early matches for sure to help warm up the crowd. Did a good job of doing that. The Raw Tag Team title match took place next, where the club defeated Sheamus and Cesaro for the belts. And it ended up making it for a situation where club wins, Sheamus and Cesaro miscommunicate with each other, bad things happen, club walks out with the belt. Now Sheamus and Cesaro are fighting amongst each other as well as fighting the enemy and trying to get the belts back, and it's just making for a very interesting storyline. So after that, you had what I considered probably the most useless match of the night, which was Nia Jax taking on Sasha Banks, and Nia Jax dominated her to close out the pre-show, and it was a okay match with Nia Jax, but it was just Sasha Banks should have never been in the ring. She's supposedly injured. And this just seems to me like it would exacerbate that. So after a 2-hour pre-show, we move on to the main card, where we opened up with Charlotte taking on Bayley for the women's championship, and what to me was one of the women's matches of the year already. But unfortunately, Charlotte walked away with the belt via pinfall. Bayley gave it her all, but she just did not have enough to beat Charlotte at the end of the day. But I think that's they're saving Bayley's big victory for WrestleMania over Charlotte, but we'll see how this program continues to build. Next up, you had the Universal Championship match with Jericho hung over the cage in a shark cage, and Kevin Owens defeating Roman Reigns with the help of Braun Strowman via pinfall, as Strowman came out in this no DQ match and beat the snot out of Roman Reigns, preventing him from being able to finish off Kevin Owens and get the pin for the victory. This of course led to a feud the next night on Raw that looks like it's starting a feud between Reigns and Strowman, but I'll tell you, there's a different way that they could go with it as well, and that took place during the Royal Rumble, which we'll get to in a little bit. The King of the Cruiserweights officially has his crown, as Neville defeated Rich Swann via submission for the championship match, or for the Cruiserweight Championship. It was A+ match. Could have been the match of the night if not for the match that came after it. It's as Neville was just brutal in how he beat down on Swann, and Swann made it all look good. So next up was that 5-star match, the match of the night, the match that everybody walked away talking about, and that was John Cena taking on AJ Styles and winning and beating AJ Styles for the WWE Championship for his 16th World Championship, to tie Ric Flair for the most championships in WWE's WCW history. Styles was AJ Styles. I'm left speechless. There's not really anything I can say about this match that hasn't already been said. Other than if you have the WWE Network, go back and watch it over and over again. I know I probably will. So you make sure to do so too, because it was worth it. The Rumble match itself was very underwhelming. I give it maybe a B+ overall. Only really had one surprise entrant, and that was Ty Dillinger. When he came into the ring, the crowd did pop heavily, but other than that, the crowd didn't like who came in at number 30, which was the Roman Reigns, which opens up to what I was talking about. Might be a secondary feud he could have heading into WrestleMania, and the word has it that he may be facing Undertaker at WrestleMania. That's why he was the one that was allowed to be able to throw the Undertaker out the ring. But we'll see how all that pans out for Roman Reigns and for anybody else as the road to WrestleMania continues. But this has been the WWE 2017 Royal Rumble, and your winner of that Rumble was Randy Orton. Whether or not they're setting up Cena Orton for WrestleMania, I don't know. But I know that Orton, it looks like that's going to be the matchup at WrestleMania, and if it is, it should be an epic one. Cena's working some of the best matches of his career, but he's really doing it with a lot of the younger talent and not necessarily with guys like Orton. But we'll see how that pans out. This has been K Double. Y'all have a great day. Catch me on the Raw Impact Unleashed.